What's up, guys? Here we are live, and we are at a special time, 7:30, so we can make sure we fit this awesome lady in tonight. I'm excited to share her story because it's a non-excuse. Get it done. Figure it out. Don't worry about the how as long as the why is big enough. And when you hear this girl's why, you're going to understand. But before we get into it, the other reason I'm so excited is because she is real, raw, and live. If you're not sure about that, you've got to see the video that we posted the other day at the event that I did a keynote at. It was absolutely electric. When I reposted it and just had to put a warning. You're going to smile and laugh whether you like it or not because it's real and it's raw and it's exactly who she is, and we were able to capture that moment, and it was so much fun. So now I have somebody that actually does the Monster Motivator roar better than me. She's a beast at it. She's really real life monster mode. And her name is Jazmin Lynn. I'm excited to share her story, pull out those golden nuggets. It's going to help so many people out there, you single moms that are trying to figure it out. This is who you want to speak to. So Jazmin, how are you, girl?
Nervous.
You're doing good. You're doing good. And the other thing we're doing right now at the same time is she's conquering that fear. We're going to teach her how to get her lunch money back from that bully, right? And she knows that her story isn't about her, right? It's about those people that are looking, saying, can I do it? Can I do it? You have such an awesome story. So let's really start from the beginning. So where are you originally from?
Stockton, California. Stockton,
California, okay. And we have to find that East Coast sound. You got to get a little higher so they can hear you, right? Because sometimes. So you're from Stockton? Yes. Born and raised?
No, I was born in the Philippines.
Born in the Philippines. When did you come over?
When I was almost 10 years old.
Okay, so you have such an advantage. You know why?
Why?
Here's what I talk about this all the time. Immigrants have the ultimate combination, the dynamic duo, hunger and gratitude, and you can't beat that combination. What do you think? Do you agree?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I do agree.
So growing up in Stockton, how was it? How was your childhood?
My childhood was actually really tough.
Okay.
Yeah.
And get in line, right? That's all of us. Mm-hmm. So it was tough, and I always say struggle equals strength, mm-hmm. right? Yes. So you had some struggles early on. How'd you like school? Were you a good student?
I barely went to school.
Girl, me too. To be honest with you, me too.
I think I went in high school once a week.
Yeah, that was about me. So school just wasn't for you, right?
No.
And when it came to that, so did you like sports? What were some of your outlets that you like to do?
I couldn't play sports because I had to take care of my siblings at all.
Okay.
But I did graduate a year early.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. So you had to take care of your siblings. So how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 2 sisters and one brother.
Okay. And are you the oldest?
I'm the oldest one.
Okay. So you had to take care of them as a little girl,
yes.
right? Moving on. Talk about a foundation, mm-hmm. right? Talk about figuring out how to get it done. I mean, that's the immigrant way that is so... It seems so hard in the beginning, but what a foundation that you were given, right? Or not given, you earned, right? To get you to another level, and it's awesome, and it's something that you make sure you're proud of, right? Wear those scars with pride, right?
Yes, I do.
That a girl, because you made it through. You made it through, and I know we're going to get into this a little bit later, but her why is, and you guys always know, when your why becomes big enough, it's going to pull you through those fear barriers. Mm-hmm. But when your why becomes bigger than you become unstoppable. There's nothing you won't do to make sure that why is taken care of. And yours is enormous, right? Enormous. So, now you're out of high school, mm-hmm. you get into the working world, or did you get married? What was it?
I had my kid's father.
Yeah.
We were in high school.
Together, right?
Yeah, 16 years old and stuff like that. Together for 11 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
yeah, just things happen, right? Mm-hmm. And same with me. It was, my ex-wife, we were together and married together at 17 years. So we were together 10 years, and then we got married. So same thing, we grew up together, really. Mm-hmm. And then you start to grow apart, things happen. So I know that you have a son, right? How old is your son?
Right now he's 11 years old.
Oh, okay. I thought he was older. Okay, he's young.
Yeah, he's the other one's 15. He just actually turned 15 October 4.
Oh, okay.
Just recently, and then the other one's 11 years old.
So you have 2 sons.
I have 2 sons.
And the 11-year-old is
Joseph.
Is your why?
It's
right?
my
I mean, they're both your why, but for what we're going to talk about tonight and what you're doing, right, is really tremendous. He's your why. He's your reason. So explain a little bit what's going on with him.
Well, Joseph, basically, like 2 years old, he actually started to, like, there's something wrong with his leg. He couldn't figure out what it was.
Okay.
And then the older he got, which is 4 years old, that's when he just kind of actually just, like, was losing his leg. And we were like, with Shrine Children's Hospital for, like, a while. But the thing about it is that, the crazy about it is that during that time, I actually did lost my job. You know, that was the hardest part, you know, having to.
And you were still up in Stockton?
I was still in Stockton.
Okay. So let's do that. So he got some symptoms like 2 years ago.
Not 2 years ago. Well, he's 11 now.
Okay.
And then he had it when he was two. He started 2 years old.
Oh.
2 years old.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
And then 4 years old, it got worse.
Okay.
It got to the point I figured out what it was. So
Right.
I kind of like lost it basically.
Okay. So what is it? What's it called? And where does it come from?
They said it's genetic, but he has weakness and tightness in his muscles.
Weakness and
tightness.
Tightness in his muscles.
So it was kind of like a mixture of it.
Just his lower half.
Just the lower, yeah.
Just the lower half. And then so once they diagnose, then what?
Was like he basically the only reason why he's walking because there's a baclofen pump that's like right there underneath his rib.
Okay.
It's a liquid. It's
Okay.
like a muscle relaxer. It's connected to his spine.
Wow.
It's basically there's like medicine that comes and goes.
So it
to help him
feeds.
out.
It
Yeah.
feeds throughout. Like it feeds throughout the day. Okay.
Throughout the day.
Okay.
And because when they gave him a pill, I didn't like it at all. It made him act really weird. He was just like this, like
Yeah,
just
kind of a
spaced
vegetable.
out.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. That was something that I couldn't take it. Like
Right.
I felt like he wasn't my son at all.
Right. Well, because he was, he was
happy.
emotionally, right? He was removed because of the drug. So then they came up with a different alternative, right? And how is that working out?
It's working out great. But the thing is that like he wants to be off his crutches. Like he went from like wheelchair and then a walker and then now crutches. And it got to the point where like Shrine Children's Hospital was like, well, what else can we do? We don't really know what else to do.
Okay.
And I was like, well, is there any other way? And they were like, surgery. But what is the surgery going to do? Well, it's just going to help with the braces. Like, what is the point even to have the surgery if that's it? And then that's how I came here in San Diego.
Okay. Because you were looking for more, like...
We were told that there was another one, there might be a doctor that could help him out in LA.
Okay.
So I was telling my boss about it. I actually got a job in LA, so I was still going back and forth and everything else.
From Stockton?
From Stockton.
Wow.
So last year I was doing a lot of driving, like a lot of driving. And the thing too about it is that a friend of mine had passed away in 2014. It was 2013. Yeah, 2013. And then that's how basically M&J.
Yeah.
So it's my friend who had passed away.
Okay.
So it's Melanie and Joseph. So they're both the reason why.
That's
M&J was
the foundation, right? So have you been able to connect with some doctors down here in San Diego?
He had his surgery.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah, he had it. He had it a surgery my birthday.
Ah, all right.
Yeah, it was my birthday, June 27th, and then he had his second surgery on July 25th.
So now, how is that going?
He can't walk. He's trying.
Right.
He did his first, actually, like he's been trying a lot, and he was like, "Let me try the crutches." So we tried it this morning. I actually videotaped it. I put it on Facebook. I posted that, and so now he's ready. Like I've been carrying him. That's where I got my guts.
Atta girl. Which way is me? Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So now he's doing whatever he can to get up and walking. But it makes sense. I mean, he just went through 2 surgeries. So how long before he starts to walk, you think?
He has to really work hard for it, so there's a lot of physical therapy, but then physical therapy doesn't kind of like really, I don't know, for me it's kind of like, I don't know, he's not really excited about it, but he wants to do martial arts. That's what what M&J is for, because we believe in martial arts.
Okay, okay. I love, I haven't met him yet, but I love the way you talk about him, just that drive and that determination. I love that because it's such a huge inspiration. And I always tell people, this is a great example right here, right? when you think that things are tough and you think that you have it rough and you think that you have it worse than anybody, I always say get outside your bubble, right? If you think you have it that rough, go to a children's hospital and that 12-year-old little girl is fighting for her life for cancer. She's the rock of the family and the parents are crumbling trying to figure out how to survive. Go to a convalescent home, right? When their time is over. They don't have any more time and you can't get that time back. Talk to those people, and I always say get outside of your bubble. How much do you believe in that? What do you think about that?
You know what's crazy how you mentioned that? Well, it was the second surgery that he had, right? I was really going through depression, like, because I couldn't really work, and
I mean, it's a lot.
I couldn't really work. I couldn't concentrate. I was like falling back so much.
Yeah.
And in the last surgery, like I was feeling depressed. Like I started feeling sorry for myself. I started feeling sorry for Joseph. And for some reason, I had to sit down with this lady. And so I asked her, can I sit with you? And for something just told me, just ask her, why is she there? And I said, would you mind if I asked you why you're here? She said, I was here for my daughter. My daughter, basically, we've been here for the whole year now, and my daughter could die any minute.
Wow.
And I felt so bad. It's just because, like, I was going through this emotional stage, but yet it's like someone had it worse.
And that's exactly, this is exactly what this show's about. This right here is exactly what we want to get out there, because at the end of the day, right, no matter how bad it looks, there's somebody somewhere praying for your problems or praying for that level of problem that you have. And that's amazing, right? How I say the universe, right? God, universe, did that for you, you know? And just, it put things, how did that make you feel? You know, after you felt sad, you know, after you felt...
It kind of like was a call. Like then I started, like, of course, it's like right now, I'm in my time in my life that like, you know, I was never really spiritual. Like, I never really talked about God, like, to anybody at all or anything like that. But lately, God's been showing me something that has been amazing, you know? Just like, for an example, no one knows about it. Like, basically, before the surgery, actually, it was, I was going through so much, like, so much. Like, I basically put out, like, so much money, like, everything else, to move out to where we were living at, and then move into a place where I couldn't, like, because my hourly job paid for my bills. You have to at least make it, like, what, to live here in San Diego is like $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. Running a business, basically, of course, you have to invest in your money. And that's what's the toughest part, just to deal with all that stuff. And then it just to deal with Joseph, and then to deal with work, dealing with everything else that was going on. Like, I just lost it. I could just go, like, underneath my blanket and just
you just want to hide. You just want to hide.
I did. And that's what it actually did for me. And that's kind of weird because we were having an event. It was Thanksgiving in October.
Okay.
Thanksgiving in October, basically, it was like the homeless part, but we're not trying to enable them. We don't do hands, we don't do hands out. It was more hands up. And there were so many organizations and so many people wanted to be involved, but we had to cancel it out just because we wanted to have more time, and I wanted to reach out so many people because of my experience. Because I was going through so much, it was just like, even right now, just getting out of it. And that's how I was telling you, is that you actually got me out and getting out of my sadness and my depression. And I was like, you know what, I'm done crying. I'm done. Like, I'm just totally done with this.
And here's something that everyone really needs to understand, right? There is a mourning process. There's a process when you go through something that traumatic for that long, that, listen, you're human, right? But once you can get to a point where you draw a line in the sand, right? Whether that's somebody that comes into your life, whether that's something that you do yourself, where you surround yourself, but also understand this, and make no mistake about this. The reason that you made that shift is you feel like I helped you make that shift, but here's what happened. You took the action. And see, when you take action, it becomes magical. There's things that happen in your life. People and circumstances come into your life that you never thought would happen, right? And when you look back in your life, and people hear me say this all the time, but it's so true. The greatest Hollywood screenwriters can't write some of this stuff that happens, like that lady, right? You just happened to sit. You might have, who knows, you didn't have to say anything to her. You could have ignored her, right? But something told you, but you took that action, and that's what I want to convey to people. You came to the event. Not only did you come to the event, here's what else you did. Now, I always say there's action, right? And there is massive effective action. And whether you can define it or not, you took massive effective action. This girl came to the event, I mean skipping and smiling and laughing just like she is now. You would never ever, I swear, I would have never known what was going on in her life at that time. And we clicked from the second we met because of her energy. Her energy was just off the chain. And you know, the Monster Motivator, we were like this. We were like, as soon as she learned, and then once she learned the Monster Motivator roar, it was over. We created a monster. But I want people to understand that you took that action, right? And you could have came there feeling sorry for yourself, down and out. But you actually came there the complete polar opposite, like you are now. That big, beautiful smile, and just from Jump Street. So they're the points that's why you're here, and that's why I get so excited. And I love this show, and it's my oxygen, right? Because it's the real. It's the real. So let's talk about your organization. What's going on? And then we're going to talk about how people can help, how they can get involved. And then once we jump off, you're going to be able to share all your information, where they can find you, and everything else. So let's talk about this. M&J Helping Hand, Inc. So give us an overview. What is it? What's going on? And what kind of value you guys bring?
So basically the value that we're trying to bring in is we work with kids who have disabilities.
Okay.
So just like my son, right? Let me give you a little background how M&J basically came into this picture, and how there's actually 3 founders. Myself, and then 2 other people. They're in Stockton, California. That's how we originally was going to go ahead and build it. But I found out that something I don't know, for some reason I saw something here in San Diego that I wanted to get it bigger. Like, it was just excited, like how everything was going to be and stuff like that. And it just turned out that that's when I found out that I could, the one who helped my son with the surgery. And that's how it was just amazing. I just felt like God was leading me to this. Like, He was totally leading me. And a lot of the martial arts that we collaborated. That's what we're trying to do. Is the first part of it is working with kids who have disabilities, working with the martial arts. Well,
and guess what? The universe is working even more now. See, I used to own a sports nutrition store up in North County, and I sponsored MMA fighters. I know a lot of these guys up here that I can literally just introduce you to. Okay? And we'll make that happen. So, is this a nonprofit?
It's a nonprofit with 501c3, yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. So then there's 3 founders.
3 founders.
And then what did the connection down in San Diego do for you so far?
It's been amazing. There's one person that actually I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Is that during the time, so last year it was just me. I told the founders was basically it's just that, I'm going to start it, right? I'm going to build a team. Because it's very, very important that we have to have a strong team. Without a team, the organization is going to fail. Right? And it was crazy because I had mentors from LA that had hired me on that I actually denied the job. I was working for them for like a while, but they said, we want to mentor you. And you have to follow the direction, and we have to tell, you have to follow it. And so they told me to go ahead and go work in the hospitality side, right? Not knowing that I don't even know, like I have never served before.
There's a fear barrier. Right?
Yes, I have never served before. And it was so crazy because when I went, I did a banquet.
Your first one?
Banquet. Oh my God. I went in, right? They requested 5 people, right? And 3 of them didn't show up, so there was 2 of us. No, it was 2 of us, but the other person basically had to work on the other side. So the permanent one, right, and then myself. And I was like, are you serious? Like, I have to pretend. Like, I have to pretend like I know what to do.
Put that poker face on.
Yes. Oh my God, I was dodging kids. I was like holding the thing, that big tray. I was like, ooh, oh. Right? Oh my God, when I was done, I was so proud of myself.
And, right? Because, see, again, here's another thing, right? She's living proof. It's not about being fearless, right? And you guys know in my book, one of my chapters is fearless is bullshit. And that's what it is. Because it's not about being fearless, because that's a real feeling, right? But it's about being courageous, coming from the inside, moving forward through that darkness when you're afraid. So again, that's what you're all about, is you were scared to death, but you still kept doing, you kept moving forward. Right, because your why was pulling you through. You wouldn't let them down, right? Like my Tommy story. I wasn't going to let Tommy down, right? So it's the same thing. And then how did you feel after? You felt electric.
I felt amazing. Like, I felt like, oh my gosh, like I could do anything at all. Like, every time when my mentor would tell me to do something, I got it, right? And one thing that they had told me, they told me to basically, like, you know, get yourself, like, I would go to, like, a fancy hotel over there. And then, you know, like, people thought I would be partying, hanging out, drinking, or whatever. I was actually working.
Right.
You know, yes, sometimes, like, you know, you would hold, like, a drink, but I was actually working.
I mean, I love it. Before we move on, I know some people jumped on. Marion, do we have some people jump on?
Yeah, we do, Dave. Shane DeGray.
Big Shane Train, what's up, brother? Thank you for the love.
He goes, David's amazing. The Shane Train loves Monster Motivator.
This woman right here is amazing. And I love this story. And you know, to be honest with you, I didn't know all of it. And the more you start to share, the more pumped up I get. So you're an inspiration to me. I love it. And all those people out there. Who else do we have, Marion?
Leslie, Keith, Nito, and what's up?
What's up? What's up?
And then Cindy Lemke.
Cindy, Lemke's Leverage. Thank you so much, Cindy.
She says, action is power.
Action's everything. And let me ask you this. So, as you're taking that action, let's go back a little bit. And when you were in that funk, when you were feeling bad, you weren't working, right? It always connects to the same thing, because you weren't moving forward, right? When you feel stagnant, when you feel stationary, what happens, right? You feel like there's no way out of this darkness. But when you start working and start moving, well, how does that make you feel?
It does. I think that's one thing that my depression was, because I was always like on the go. I've always had multiple jobs. Everyone who knows me, I was always like, you know, like my comadre, right? The one who helped me take care of my sons, right? And she was just like, you gotta slow down, you have to slow down. I can't slow down, I gotta keep going, because if I was always afraid if I slow down, because I have that depression, that's my problem. If I slow down, I just kind of go in that deep depression.
Yeah, and so many people do, right? And for me, what I learned a long time ago is, and you have the same thing, it's called motion therapy. I have to move. Even if I'm just driving, my head clear. The gym is my zen, it's my therapy, right?
Exactly.
That's why my alarm goes off at 4:30 every morning, 7 days a week. It's my zen. What?
Oh my God, I started waking up at 3 o'clock, right? 3 o'clock to go to the gym, right?
You
and
are
I start working out at 3:30, right? I have to be home at 5 o'clock to be able to drop off my kids, right? So I cook and all that kind of stuff and everything. But I'm able to get up at 3 o'clock.
Listen, this is an excuse crusher right here. 3 o'clock in the morning, at the gym at 3:30, back home to cook and drop her kids off to school, and then start her day. That is monster mode. I mean, and I love it, but I can relate. I get it, because if I'm not moving forward, then I feel like there's something wrong, and no matter what. So I think a lot of people might not even realize they have that motion therapy, and it's something you identify that's going to help you break through. Marion, anybody else?
Yeah, we have Terry Williamson.
Terry. Hey, Terry, so single mom out in Arizona, went through her own struggles, figuring it out, getting herself back up. She's got 3 beautiful girls. We did a show on her 2 weeks ago in Arizona, real monster mode. Terry, thank you so much for jumping on, and you want to definitely connect. You guys connect. You guys are going to get along really well.
Awesome. Yeah, I have to add you.
Walking the same path. She went through a lot of struggles where she went through, and she shared it, so I can share it. She went through her depression where she was literally thought she was going to take her life. A phone rang, right? And she realized it changed her whole thing, because she said to herself, Oh my God, it's so great. I love her. She goes, oh my God, I can't let these people come over and see that if I take my life. She said that stopped her from, and then in 4 months, right, she moved out. She had an abusive relationship. She moved out and got herself back on track. And now she's got so much going on. So you guys will really connect. And that's what this show's about. I love it. Thank you, Terry. Thank you for jumping on. Make sure you connect with Jazmin. Anybody else, Marion?
Yeah, we have Tim Herman.
Tim, Big T, thank you, pal. Thank you for jumping on. Thank you for the love.
And it goes, what's up, Dave Daley? And then Marina Dunn.
I think we know her. Marina, how are you?
When you hear what she says, you can do anything, and oh Lordy, she wakes me up. I'm going to bed. Laugh out loud.
So you want to,
Marina, okay,
yeah.
so this is what's happening basically, right? You know how I told you, okay, the thing is with me, I don't like to downgrade. I'm always pushing myself to go up, right? Because if I feel like if I have to downgrade, I'm not, I'm going to keep downgrading and downgrading.
You're losing momentum.
Right, so, yes, so I'm like, there's no way I'm going to downgrade, but I was forced to downgrade just because I have to concentrate on my son and I have to concentrate him walking, okay? This is for my son, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to have to do that. Okay, because running the organization, running the other business, right? And then have to deal with my son, with all the physical therapy, with the martial arts and the organization, I had to downgrade. I just didn't have no choice.
But it's temporary.
Exactly. And then so I moved out. Well, moving out was so hard for me. So I had to seek counseling. Like the counseling that I'm actually seeing, she's part of the organization, is Erica Walters, right? She's from Launching Legacies. She's been helping me out so much of it. And no one knows that the time that I disappeared here for like a while, I actually went back home. Right? I had to rebuild myself. So once I rebuilt myself, I came back here, like, okay, I could do this, right? But my depression just comes and goes, And I went to work with Chef Coco, basically, right? She called me up and was like, we gotta do this. You gotta come in. I'm gonna bring you in. I'm gonna bring your...
That's what I love. So how do you know Coco?
Oh my God, how do I know her? It was so weird. You know how you said you just end up meeting people?
Well, you're taking the action, right?
The universe just brings you together, and I feel like God is bringing people together also. This is what happened, right? There was actually a gentleman that I wanted to get, I wanted him to be part of the organization. I wanted him to be the board members, right? He was well connected. But for some reason, he wasn't the one I was supposed to connect with. It was Chef Coco. I went to go meet up with him. So he called me up and said, okay, today's the only time that you're able to come down here and meet up with me and we could talk. Chef Coco walked in. I don't even know that. We were playing jokes, basically, right? We were playing jokes. So we sat down. We were all talking or whatever and everything, right? And then for some reason, I just noticed her. I was like, there's something about her. Like, I wanted to connect with her. Like, I really wanted to connect.
Something was pulling you.
Yes. And she was like, Chef Coco was like, do you want to go outside? And I was like, sure, okay. So she's like walking, like, I see her like this Filipino actress and singer. It's like, oh my God, like, I totally just love her, okay? And I was like, what do you do? Like a little kid, what do you do?
So then you guys connected?
Yes, yes, we did. And then, so we didn't just connect that day. We actually started talking, and then, her friend Lillette, we've been kind of like, it was just weird. And now, like, I'm with her. It's just...
And you know what? Again, when you take that action, people in the circumstances you wouldn't even imagine could come into your life, right? And you just let it flow. So before anybody else, Marion, jump on?
Yeah, we got Gina Tompkins.
Gina, thank you for jumping on.
She goes, I'm watching. Hello.
Hello, Gina.
And then Terry Williamson said, thanks, Dave and Jazmin, love you.
All right back at you, girl.
One last one, Wade Bloodgood.
Wade, great guy.
I'm going to step backwards as a step forward.
That's right. And it's only temporary, but it's gonna make you learn. So, how can they help? How can they support? How can they give back? What are some of the things you got going before we jump off?
Well, what we actually really need right now, we're looking for sponsors for the martial arts to get the kids started.
Okay.
So we need donation. You can actually go to our website,
Okay.
or give basic. You can connect with me, and
You'll
yeah.
help them. So when we jump off, we're going to reshare this. As you guys know, if you're getting value from inviting people on, and then Jazmin will get on, interact, say thank you, and then post all her information. And then, as you guys know, we're going to also put this on our YouTube channel, and then this will be Jazmin's footage to do whatever she wants with, and we're going to keep promoting it, as you guys know, and anything that we can do, because we're going to stay connected, anything we can do to help promote this, you know, we'll talk, and we'll figure this out. We're going to get this thing going, all right?
Yes, empower me.
All right.
Yeah.
So how did you feel about beating the bully?
Yeah, it's nervous. I'm still nervous that I'm doing it.
Okay. How was it? How was it now?
It's not as scary as I thought.
Okay.
You remember how? Oh my gosh, with someone, you know how I told you before, 1-on-1, I can just I'm a talker, like seriously talker, loud, whatever. Right, but once it comes with the camera, the video camera, it's just like my whole like I just blank out.
Yeah.
That's one thing that, you know, that's the reason why I have never taken any interviews. I've always put myself like in the back. Even like the people that I work with, they've always tried to get me in. I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. I can't do it.
Well, here's one thing I want to say. She had mentioned that to me over the weekend, so I said, you know what? The first thing we're going to do is get her on Monster Motivator TV. But here's why. Now I know why we connected so quickly, is because Monday she reached out, Sunday she reached out and said, the day after the show, and said, hey, I want to connect. I want to kind of go over some things with you and kind of help me get in a certain direction. I'm just giving a quick overview. So I said, well, let's get you on Monster Motivator TV. And she's like, no, let's just talk for it. And I said, just trust me. And she took that leap of faith. But that's what I love. That's the people I love to connect with, because you're scared, you're afraid, it's dark, but you're still willing to move forward. And they're the people I want to stay connected with. And I give you a lot of credit, right, for doing that. And when I text you, I wasn't sure what that reply was going to be. And I'm just like, I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
It was so funny, right? It was like, just get on there, go to my website, sign it, just go. And I was like, okay. So I was sitting there, and I was like, you know what? Okay, I got things to do. So I ended up doing everything what I had to do, right? I got into the computer, I was like working, and then Marina was like, it goes like, what are you about to do? Go to sleep. But you know what? The next morning, I was like, you know what? If I don't do it now, it's not gonna happen. So I just went ahead and signed in.
And that I was just waiting. I wanted to see. And when she did that, I'm like, man, I was right about her. I was right about her. So I love that. I love that. I give you a lot of credit for stepping up and beating that bully, right? And showing other people that you can do it. So now we're just going to work on getting you interviews, right? Get in front of that camera, because this is right. Your why is big enough.
Yeah.
Your why is bigger than you, and that's what it's all about. That's real monster mode. So before we jump off, you know.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yes.
We're going to do this.
Okay.
On 3, we're going to do the Monster Motivator roar, and this girl, it does it better than I do now. And make sure you watch that short video of the first time I showed her how to do it. If you listen, let me tell you this: if you're in a funk and you ain't feeling good, watch this video. You are going to smile and laugh every single time, and I promise you, you won't watch it one time.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
Impossible.
I watched it like 20, 30 times a day. And I still laugh about it.
Remember Saturday? Every time we saw each other, we're like, I loved it. And it's so real. And it's so you. So on 3, you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh my God.
That a girl. Guys, thank you so much for jumping on. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for all those hearts. And we are going to see you on Friday. It's going to be an awesome show. And please make sure you connect with Jazmin, because she's going to show you guys how to help support this cause and we're going to do everything we can. We're going to stay connected. We're going to do everything we can in the community to help her and back her any way we can. Guys, thanks so much. One more time. Ready?